Hello and welcome back to the next level at PAX East 2014. My name is Chase Strait from Ubisoft San Francisco, and I am here with James Green, co-founder and game director of Carbon Games, and we are showing off AirMech Arena. Today we're going to show you some of the pilots and mechs that make up the game, but before we get into the nitty-gritty, for those of you who aren't familiar with AirMech Arena, do you want to give us a little brief overview of the game?
Sure thing. AirMech is an action RTS game that we're bringing to the console as AirMech Arena with Ubisoft. We're really excited to get a Dota-style, twin-stick shooter into the hands of everyone who's a skeptic of RTS games. That it's just the way to play it. I mean, I'm really excited that this is finally, coming out, and you can play it as a Dota-style game or an RTS-style game on the console.
Yes, this is coming out on Xbox 360 this summer. You can go to airmecharena.com and get signed up for important announcements that we have coming up to launch. Before we start getting into some of the pilots for the game, I just want to give a shout out. We are giving away exclusive PAX East mech skin and a mech or a pet that will fly around with your mech during the game. So check out the Twitch chat, giving away some codes. Pick up one of those. Let's start taking a look. So I think that we have some of the pilot art lined up, and we're going to get to know some of these people a little bit better. All right, who do we have here, James?
This is Eric, and Eric is really popular for new players starting out that want to, level up their persistent level really quick. They've mastered the basics. He gives you an advantage to, earn more, kudos, which is our in-game currency, and also get more experience. So he's a good, solid one once you're just trying to, progress through the game at a steady pace.
Yeah, so he gives you like an experience boost as you're going, right?
Yeah, he's definitely popular for that. Once they feel like, oh, I know what I'm doing, and I just want to practice some strategies. I would normally take Eric in that case because I don't need to go full out against other players. He's a good training style pilot.
Yeah, he also must give you a confidence boost because he's such a handsome devil.
He's great. He's really controversial. People they have a lot of backstories they've made up for Eric because he's kind of got this twisted, nice guy but evil look to him, and they write a lot of fan fiction about the characters. It's a lot of fun.
He looks like he could get up some trouble. Let's take a look at the next one.
This is Lexi, and Lexi is really popular. She's cute and young, but she's also very deadly. She actually gives a bonus to her damage she does in AirMechs. She's a lot of fun to play. People like him. It's funny because we have a split of people that gravitate towards the characters that they just like visually, and she's very popular for that.
Right.
But then strategically, I would definitely run her in a saucer. Actually, you put her with the saucer here anyways. That's a good combination for Lexi.
That's awesome. She looks like she could be like Eric's little sister or something like that.
Maybe not quite, but
maybe not. Well, let's move on to the next one. Or we have Natasha.
Yeah, Natasha is a great starter pilot. She's got an all-around set of abilities that are good for people just getting into the game. So she transforms a little bit faster and has some minor passives and not much on the downsides. So she's really good to have when you're starting out and you want to just play the game and get used to the controls.
Yeah, and she has some extra airspeed and stuff like that too.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen her used in high-level competitive play. If you've got a specific strategy, you customize your AirMech with certain parts, and then Natasha makes sense with it. We find that people go through cycles, which pilot makes sense for them at what time. Because a lot of people, they say, oh, it's like a giant robot game. No, it's actually not. It's a giant mech game.
Right.
And so choosing your pilot and what passives they give to your army and to your mech is a super important part of the play. It adds a lot of depth.
And speaking of bonuses that you can give to your army, let's take a look at the last pilot we have here. I believe we have Samson, and he's the unit guy, right?
Yeah, Samson is a perennial favorite because he gives a large bonus to the amount of units you can have on the field, and even some passive benefits to the units themselves. So now, he's not really helping out his AirMech much. That's an example of a pilot that passes on his benefits to the units. So we see more RTS-focused players. They're like, oh, of course, why would you use anything but Samson? So he's actually a lot of fun, and people just think he looks pretty awesome.
Well, yeah, and in the game, there's a ton of different ways to play, right? It's not just, you have some people that are more mech-focused, and like him, he relies on the strength of his units, so there's a ton of different ways that you can approach a game.
Yeah, I mean, min-maxers have such a lot of fun with AirMech because, you choose your pilot, you choose your mech, you choose your units. You can even customize the parts on your units and then some additional items. It sort of goes down the rabbit hole of the amount of things that you can balance. So you have a strategy in mind, and there's an obvious way to go, oh, I'm going to do a harass with, I'm going to use the Neo. people are like, well, maybe if I use this pilot with the striker and then these items in this unit, I can do a better harass. And you kind of disguise that you're going to come at them with a harass because you're not using the typical loadout.
That's awesome. So in this these pilot art, this is kind of like a new look for the game, right? It's been kind of upgraded recently.
Yeah, definitely. When we started working with Ubisoft, we made the decision that we wanted to sort of like take AirMech a little bit up market. We've learned from other games like League of Legends and stuff that, a long time ago they started out, it was, kind of casual, a little cartoony to start. And that was great. It was passable. But then over time, you level that up and you say, okay, we want to take this more serious and have some gorgeous art. And, we found some great artists to work with. And, it was just sort of at the right time to do this.
Absolutely. Yeah,
So
I mean,
we're excited about
bringing it into the new era. I mean, it's still a super colorful, fun game, but it's cool to see sort of the more hardcore-looking pilots that you can play.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of the pilots, let's see what they are actually piloting. I think we got 4 mechs queued up here. Which mech is this?
This is the Neo, and the Neo is our harass mech. He can go stealth mode. He can like stun lock people with his stasis blast. He's kind of lighter weight. He doesn't take quite as much punishment as some of the other mechs. But he's the Joker and trickster. He's really fast.
Got a cloaking ability?
He's technically the least popular mech,
okay, unless
you look at the high-level play. And then he's very popular in the high-level play.
Okay, so one of those that you like really have to know how to play him for him to be an effective mech.
Yeah, we definitely see every different skill level of players. They gravitate towards different mechs. And, we just want to enable that. In the end, they're all balanced against each other. So at the high-level play, you see people use everything.
Awesome. All right, let's see what we got next.
Oh, this is the Osprey. This is our classics, like, support.
This is your personal favorite,
I love it. I always play support classes myself, and this guy can heal people. He's like always there, like supporting his units. So you might kill him, but he's got this ironclad defense of like units that he's keeping alive, and he's really hard to get stomp out and get past. I love to support the rest of my team. That's the type of player I am, and you'll definitely want to check out the Osprey for that.
That's super cool. Yeah, I love the Osprey. Let's see what we have next up here. Oh, the Paladin.
The Paladin. Actually, the normal Paladin is, very Paladin-esque looking. This is our the Gothic Paladin, we call it. We have different lines of skins, and this is the Gothic one. He's super popular. Actually, all the Gothic lines are super popular. Those are our skins, by the way, because it's a free-to-play game. We sell, cosmetic, enhancements to it. We're not going to sell gameplay advantages. We're, a very fair-to-play, Dota-style game. So we're not gonna sell any advantage. This is the Gothic Paladin skin. And we actually named it to be super obvious. Like, oh, I want something that has like Paladin-like abilities. Well, you should play the Paladin.
The Paladin. Yeah.
It was actually one of the code names for the Chinook chopper that is based off of. So he's great at transporting units around. He's got this big, heavy, like riot shield that will actually take a lot of damage from the front. He takes reduced damage from the front. The only air mech that does that. And he's got these auras that will help out his unit. So he's actually, specifically, he's like a Diablo 2 Paladin.
Okay.
If that
so he's got a lot of heavy CC too, right?
Yeah, he's got some CC abilities. He's got this hammer he can throw it and like stun people. It's a lot of fun to play. I like playing the Paladin.
Yeah, it's super cool. I just love these skins. Like you kick some butt and look pretty hardcore while you're doing it.
Yeah, and it feels good because it's fair again to players. It's super important to us. We've seen a lot of examples of this on the PC, but we haven't seen that much on the console that really takes that, Dota 2, League of Legends, fair to play.
Absolutely,
spirit.
yeah. I mean, and AirMech Arena is going to be, kind of a pioneer in that space because you don't really have a lot on Xbox 360 right now in that free-to-play area, so that's cool.
Yeah.
I think we have one last mech to look at. This is my favorite mech, the Warthog Pirate.
Everybody loves the Warthog. I usually get people saying, oh, what's the best air mech? And I'm like, well, technically they're all balanced and this and that. I've stopped doing that. I'm just like, Warthog. You want to play Warthog. If you're asking what the best air mech is, you should play Warthog because he's super heavy. He's pretty tanky. You see that giant minigun. He deals a ton of damage. He's really hard to kill. He's not good at transporting units around, but a lot of players they just gravitate towards that. I wanna just blow stuff up. You should be definitely playing the Warthog. And he's very viable in high-level play. He is scary. The Warthog is scary. You run like either a Lexi Warthog or a Beppo Warthog.
Right.
They call it Beppo Hog. They actually have a name for
the Beppo Hog.
Beppo Hog. They roll in with their Beppo Hogs and just tear things up.
So this is not a guy that you want to 1v1, basically.
Yeah, well, under the right conditions, he's slower. You see he's running, a hog, then you can say, oh, I'm going to, stay away from him. It's okay. But you do fear him, one-on-one.
Absolutely. Just as a personal anecdote, when we started making some assets and stuff around the Ubisoft offices, it's funny because I walk by and I look at some of my coworkers' computers, and the Warthog Pirate has become the default desktop background for probably like half of us on the floor as soon as they got their hands on it.
Yeah, that's fabulous art. It's an artist. His name is Reza. He's really great. We contract with him. We're so amazing to be able to hook up with him and do that artwork.
Yeah, that's super cool. I mean, it's really cool to see like the new look to the game. Do you see that like continue to be added to the game, like more of this like kind of updated hardcore look?
Oh, for sure. As we have time, we'll continue to update it. Again, we've seen that some other games that are, continually updated free-to-play games do that. That's very much our model. It's not a traditional like just make the game, throw it out there, and we're done with it. Like it's continually being updated and improved and revised. Because why not? I mean, it's the whole maintaining a game as a service. Like
right.
I'm sorry, I don't see an AirMech 2. I hope that Ubisoft isn't disappointed about that. I see AirMech as one thing that's continually updated forever. With AirMech Arena being the console version that we're committed to keeping updated with everything we do the PC version. Because I know people are afraid of that. I've been screwed with that myself. Like, well, here's the PC version of the game, and then they kind of like
totally,
they put the console version not so much. This is totally built out of the same code base, and it's all right there. We're just going to keep updating it, as much as we can.
Well, I can tell you that if you go to airmecharena.com and sign up, we have in the next few months we have some really exciting announcements on that same note of some cool new things and experiences that are coming along with the game. Don't forget to get your PAX East DLC code, James. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you this summer when AirMech Arena comes out on Xbox 360. Thanks, guys.